Gender discrimination is what we will be talking about today. I'm going to take you through a couple of numbers, and then we're going to talk about what we can do about to get from gender discrimination to gender parity. My name is Beate Gillette. I'm the founder and the creator of the Women's Code. Welcome to my video and my YouTube channel. So the number might be familiar to you, is that women make 77% on the dollar that the men make. There's a hilarious YouTube video out there where they give kids, 2 bars, and then they take a third from the bar away from the girl, and they give the boy a full bar, and the girl goes like, "Wait a minute, what's going on here?" And the boy's pretty upset as well. So they end up sharing their candy bars equally, because even kids get it, that it is just not fair to not be equal. When we look at African American women and Latina women, the numbers are even worse. So African American women only make 64 cents on the dollar, and Latina women 56. Now that's almost half. Imagine you're Hispanic and somebody gets paid $1 and you only get 56 cents for the exact same thing. So even within women, there are, disparities based upon race, not just gender, but also race. There are other numbers about discrimination, and I looked at the Maker's website, and I thought some of these facts are really interesting. I'm going to read some of those to you. They said that 250,000 maternal deaths and as many as 1.7 million newborn deaths could be averted if the need for family planning and maternal and newborn health services would be met. Okay, pause. Imagine, do you believe that women who happen to be the people in our species that give birth, do you believe that there should be someone who is accounting for that does not make us the same as men, that makes us different as men, and that we perhaps should be looking for what's equal? So if somebody doesn't give birth, if somebody doesn't have their stomach cut and a baby being born with a cesarean section, if somebody doesn't understand what it feels like to carry a child for 9 months, do you think that he deserves the exact same treatment as the person who actually has physical changes? Of course not. So we need to step away from same treatment for everybody to go to equal treatment, which is why it's called equality. That's it. Equal is not the same. It's one of my big points in the Women's Code. We are not looking for the same. I don't want to be treated the same. I want to be treated equal based upon who I am in my body, with my physical abilities, with my level of strength, with my everything. And I'm not a guy. If a 6'1" guy can lift 100 pounds, and then I'm going to give a 100-pound sand sack to a woman that's 4'9", that weighs barely 100 pounds. I mean, that would be her whole body weight. It is the same weight, but it is certainly not equal. So just let's get away from that. Let's get away from trying to make it fit for everybody and find the thing that's equal. I think we'd be in a much, much, much better place, and men wouldn't be so angry at us for asking for the same. Let's talk about some of these sexual harassment and rape numbers. We're still at the topic of gender discrimination. Women around the world aged 15 to 44 are more at risk from rape and domestic violence than from cancer, car accidents, war, and malaria. I mean, are you listening to this? Do you see how insane that number is? That us being sexually violated is the greatest danger to our lives worldwide. This is the year 2017, and we are okay with this. 1 in 5 women on U.S. colleges have experienced sexual assault. That's a big number too, isn't it? Women currently hold 24 positions, or 4.8% of the CEO positions at Standard & Poor's S&P 500 companies. Now, that's just a small portion of, the numbers in S&P, but 4.8% CEO women. And I think it is within the United States, when we look at all companies and all women CEOs, that number is it's not even 2%. 2% women CEOs. It's crazy, right? So women must be completely incompetent. And I always say, it's almost like we are becoming dumber and dumber and dumber the further along in our career we go, whereas men get smarter and smarter and smarter. So men make more money, men advance, men have more perks, more benefits, and the further we go, the less we get. Are you okay with that? I'm certainly not. Now, another number. Less than 30% of the world's researchers are women. So 70% of the world's research that's done on any topic, including women's studies, is done by men. Do you think that there's a skewed viewpoint if the majority of men are doing all the research because there's only a small percentage of a perspective that only a woman can have completely emitted? Are you okay with that? I'm certainly not. We even see in the coaches, when it comes to one of our favorite subjects, sports, there's a steady drop of number of female coaches of women's teams from 90% in 1972. Now, women coaches for women's sports teams. In 1972, 72, that's 50 years ago, right? It was 90%, and now that number is down to 43%. So, I mean, we must have been smarter back then than we are now, because those numbers are certainly not going in the right direction. So, we also see in a survey conducted by the Sports and Fitness Industry Association that only 27% of the more than 6.5 million adults who coach youth teams up to age 14 are women. So, gender discrimination, to sum it all up, gender discrimination is something that we are so used to across all professions, across all of our lives, at every intersection of where we go. We are so used to that when it comes to leadership and when it comes to positions that are higher up, that they're all occupied by men. What are we going to do about it? Men say that we've been bringing up these issues for so long, and it's, what did one say on my YouTube channel? He said, it's old, angry feminists like me who are the problem. Fine, I'll be an old, angry feminist telling you this. It is not okay, and I am not the problem. I just happen to be the one who speaks out because I have the ability to do so. I have worked my way up here. I built and sold a business to Bill Gates, and I have the right to speak. And I will tell every sister out there that these numbers are not okay. We need to not just talk about it, we need to demand action. And that's what this whole wave of Me Too and enough is all about. It is time to stop the talk. It is time for action. This is Beate Gillette from the Women's Code. Please leave your comments. Thank you.